Islam. All right, so today's presentation is titled, Who is Imitating Who? Who is imitating who? Now, this case was given to me. I'm going to talk about a case. This one of my, in fact, my web designer for moorsandmasonry.org told me about this case last week, and I'm going to put it in Moors and Masonry Part 2. So I titled this, Who is Imitating Who? And this is the section that's going to be in Part 2 of Moors and Masonry. In 1918, well, let's go back. You have the ancient Arabic order of the nobles of the Mystic Shrines. That's the Europeans. Established in 1872. You have the ancient Egyptian Arabic order of the nobles of the Mystic Shrines, established by the brothers, more classified as black, Negro, colored, and African Americans. That was established in 1893. So, in 1918, a local chapter of the ancient Arabic order of the noble of the Mystic Shrine, the Europeans, sued, at Houston, Texas, sued the local temple of the ancient Egyptian Arabic order of nobles of the Mystic Shrine. That's the most classified as black, Negro, colored, and African Americans. And the injunction was filed. The injunction was filed restraining the brothers from wearing, they call in the case, head covering, which is the Moorish fez, from using the emblems, constitution of the order, paraphernalia, regalia, that's the apron and the Moorish garb, Moorish apron, Moorish fez, Moorish scimitar, Moorish crescent and star. All right? Now, I have up here. So it actually went up to the Supreme Court in 1929. The ancient Egyptian Arabic order of the Mystic Shrine versus the ancient Arabic order of the nobles of the Mystic Shrine. The brothers sued. The brothers have filed the appeal because they asserted that their privilege for using the names, the paraphernalia, the Moorish fez, comes from the Act of Congress of May 5th, 1870, by virtue of its incorporation under the Act. So they incorporated under the Act of Congress May 5th, 1870. So the brothers asserting that their right to the Moorish fez and Moorish paraphernalia and Moorish regalia is based on, is coming from the Act of Congress of May 5th, 1870. So my question is, who is imitating who? The Europeans claim that the brothers were imitating them. That the brothers, the Texas Supreme Court did hold that the Europeans ordered had acquired a superior and exclusive right to use the names, constitution, emblems, regalia, Moorish fez that they called the head covering, badges, insignia, titles, and paraphernalia. That the Europeans claim because they used it first, that's their claim, that the Europeans used it first, that because the Europeans established the order first, that they're making this claim. Now, who is imitating who? The brothers did not make the birthright claim. Their claim was based on the Act of May 5th, 1870. They did not make the birthright claim. So when I go to St. Louis next month, I'm going to present this case, I'm going to present this case in the book, that the birthright claim needs to be made. And I said earlier that we should not say fez. We should say what? Why we should say more fez and not fez? Shows ownership. You're identifying, right, the nationality. The nationality. Moorish fez. When I was at Indianapolis for the Shriners Parade, European Shriners Parade, in 2013, it was July 2nd, 2013. Your 5-year-old European girl was standing next to her mother, and she saw hundreds of European males wearing your Moorish fez. Hundreds. All right? I mean, you're talking about 20 blocks long. 20, because I walked all 20 blocks. I mean, these blocks are long, too. 20 blocks long. The procession was 20 blocks long. Europeans from all over our land. There's over 195 shrine temples throughout the world. And so there was a lot of the shrine temples were there with their temples, you know, what they're called, parade procession. All right, they also had their own. They had Shriners with the motorcycles. You'll see in the book. You had the clowns. All right. They called the court jesters, which is an order of the court jesters. You had Europeans went with the miniature Corvettes and the actual Corvettes. So long procession. And so the European girl said, "Look, Mommy, they're wearing the Shriner's hat." They didn't say fez. She said Shriner's hat. Now, the Europeans have this commercial called marketing the Shriner's Hospital, and you see European males in the commercial wearing our Moorish fez. So the two children are our children, as well as European children, are being socially engineered to associate the Moorish fez with Europeans. See, why wouldn't they? They see the Shriners commercial all the time. They don't see the brothers with the fez on. When I was at Black and Nobel bookstore at Philadelphia, and Black and Nobel is one of my sponsors. He sells the books all over the country. Well, there were 3 teenagers that came in. They were about 15, 16 years old. Moors classified as black. They came into the store, and I showed them the book, and I didn't say anything. So I'm just going to show them the book cover, and I'm not going to say anything. I just want them to look at it and analyze it for themselves and see what they, come up with. So one of the girls, she said, she's looking at the book cover. So let me explain for those who are listening. For those who do not have the book Moors and Masonry, I have to paint the picture. The book cover, the front cover of Moors and Masonry has the land mass that they falsely called the United States map, with the Moorish fez, Moorish flag, American flag, red flag, red field with a 5-pointed green star superimposed. As you see on 4th of July, we have the Europeans will have the Star Spangled Banner superimposed over the land mass. All right. Then on the upper left-hand corner, we have the Moorish fez. Upper right-hand corner, there's the Great Seal that's on the back of the Federal Reserve note with the all-seeing eye pyramid. And surrounding in an arc are 6 Moors: Taj Tariq Bey, Hanifa Il, Nin Il, Rasmaraya Bey, Rakaya Bey, and Sutton Ra Bey are on the arc surrounding the landmass. Below the landmass are our 3 Moorish buildings, national buildings. From left to right, we have the Moorish Supreme Court building, the Moorish Capitol building, and the Moorish White House, Moorish Palace. Below the buildings are 4 Europeans. You have a past Grand Monarch who belonged to the Grand Monarch. He belonged to the temple called Muslim, the Muslim temple. That's the mystic order of the Veiled Prophet of the Enchanted Realm, established in Hamilton, New York in 1889. There's over 130 grotto temples throughout the country. And next you have another grand monarch, a past grand monarch, who belongs to the RVBey temple. Then next one you have a past imperial potentate who belongs to the Morocco temple. And the temple's names are written on the fence. And the next one is a past grand monarch who belongs to the Islam temple. So she's looking at, so I have to say it because I'm on Blog Talk, so I need to paint the picture. So, if they don't, so they won't understand. So the girl's looking at the book. Mind you, I didn't say anything. She says, what are these white men wearing this, have this on their head? Why do these white men have this on their head? So I started smiling. I know they're not white, but I started smiling because I said, I didn't see him say anything to her. And she clearly recognized they don't belong to them. What she recognized is that the Moorish faith doesn't belong to them. So she asked the question, why these white men have this on their head? It was, but what she so she's why they have it on their head? I'm just, I didn't say anything. I'm just, I'm smiling and stuff. Like, man, I was all happy and stuff. I said, yes. All right? It evoked thought. He clearly recognized they don't belong to him. That's the key. All right? And above the four pictures is the question, who are these imposters? Who are these imposters? Wearing your Moorish fez. And they're telling the brothers on suit of filing an injunction, restraining the brothers from wearing their own Moorish fez, from wearing their own Moorish regalia, from wearing their own Moorish apron, to wearing they're using their own Moorish scimitar, or using their Moorish crescent and star. Now, on page 49 of Moors and Masonry, there is the emblem that the European Shriners use. That emblem is the crescent and star, and in the fifth section of the crescent moon is a woman wearing a uraeus. We call it the Egyptian crown. And that uraeus is also in a shape, and that's flat like a cobra, representing the Kundalini. Above the crescent and the star is the Moorish scimitar. The Europeans did this. The Europeans placed the Moorish scimitar above the crescent and the star. I'm not going to tell you. All right. So what the brothers did was adopted it the way the Europeans did it. See, we don't know ourselves, man. The brothers adopted it the way the Europeans did it. The brothers are using it the way the Europeans structured it. If the brothers knew this stuff, they would never have this on their Moorish fezes. Not the way the Europeans. So we don't know ourselves. Now, who is imitating who? So when I go to St. Louis and speak to hundreds of Masons and stars, I want to talk about this case and title the presentation, Who is Imitating Who? And clearly present the birthright perspective. Our brothers and sisters are not aware of that. The birthright perspective. You have European, Moorish brothers who are classified as Negro, colored, and black, and African American, who are Shriners. And they will call themselves nobles, but they will call themselves nobles based on how the Europeans structured it. the Europeans used your title noble, which is a hereditary birth title of high rank in birth. It's a hereditary title of high birth, having nothing to do with you being an officer in the shrine. So they took your title, noble, and claimed it and using it as an officer in the shrine. So officers in the shrine are designated as nobles. So when I call a brother a noble, I'm very clear of what I'm saying, that you are noble by blood of high-ranking birth. You can't buy that. You can't become a member of an order and now you're a noble. That doesn't make you a noble because you're a member of an order. You're born into that. That's what it means today. Europeans also distorted the name, the title Aryan. Aryan is a Sanskrit word, not German. Once again, Aryan is a Sanskrit word, not German. A-R-A-Y-R-A-N. Is that right? A-R-Y-A-N. A-R-Y-A-N. Aryan. It means noble. So to say Aryan race, it means noble. It's a title. If I said noble and I said Aryan, that's two different languages. I'm saying the same thing. If I said Aryan, Sanskrit, noble, Latin form, same meaning. I mean, they're nobles. So now, why would our people be afraid to call themselves nobles? Through social engineering. The Europeans control our minds through social engineering. You say, oh, I'm not an Aryan. But why will we thrive? Because it carries a negative connotated meaning. I'm aware of that. At what point are we going to get back to it then? When are we going to start? 10 years from now? 100 years from now? When are we going to start? I know it carries a negative connotated meaning. It will continue to carry a negative connotated meaning unless you claim it. And restore its meaning. It will continue. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30, 40, 50, 100 years from now, it will continue to carry the negative connotated meaning. Because they're controlling it. They suppress the history and controlling its distorted meaning. Just like they did with the name American. If I were to ask, who's imitating who? Who's imitating who? Donald Trump says, let's make America great again. Donald Trump. If you would ask Donald Trump 4 questions, he will answer no to all 4. Donald Trump, are you aboriginal to the land? He would answer no. Donald Trump, are you indigenous to the land? He would answer no. Donald Trump, are you native to the land? He would answer no. Donald Trump, are you original people of the land? He would answer no. Therefore, Donald Trump, you're not American. It's just that simple. Now, if you want to complicate it and let them continue to steal your birthright, go ahead. We'll act silly and go complicate stuff. All right? It's just that simple. Donald Trump's not American, and he will answer no. He will answer no to all those questions. He would not say, Donald Trump will not claim to be aboriginal. He's saying American, but he would not say aboriginal, though. Donald Trump would not say, I'm aboriginal to the land. Donald Trump would not say, I'm indigenous to the land. Donald Trump would not say, I'm native to the land. Donald Trump would not say, I'm original people of the land. He would not say that. So therefore he's not an American. What they've done was they distorted for the public. They have not officially claimed to be Americans. I'll prove it to you. I said officially. In public, yes, unofficially. When I say officially, I'm saying through documentation. You cannot prove to me that the Europeans have officially, through public documentation, on record, claimed to be Americans. Prove it to me. Anybody. Anybody. Prove to me that the Europeans have officially, through public documentation, recorded Americans. There's no letterhead. There's no official letterhead that reads American Senate, American Congress, American House of Representatives, American Consulate, American Embassy. There's no in the world. There's no in the world has a sign on it that reads American Congress, American. If it does, Google it for me, please. Google it for me. And tell me what country it's in. Tell me and Google it for me. What does it read? Embassy. Does it read American Embassy? What about naturalization documents? What about naturalization? What about the ceremony of citizenship? What about a ceremony of citizenship and naturalization document? Does it say, yeah, we are going to be certified that we are American citizens? They don't say that. Or citizens of the United States of America, but not American citizens. They do not officially, through documentary record, claim to be Americans. It's only in public addresses. But we are officially claiming to be Americans. We are aboriginal to the land. We are original peoples of the land. We are the original peoples of the land. We're aboriginal to the land. We're native to the land. And we're indigenous people of the land. Europeans are not making that claim. What they've done was, in public, through social engineering, was to distort the definition, the original application of the name American, and applied it to themselves, and falsely interchanged the name American, and falsely interchanged the name American with the generic term United States citizen, as though they have the same meaning, as though they're interchangeable. Oh, you know, American, United States citizen, American, United States citizen. So if he were in Mexico, and he says, I'm an American. Now, of course, hopefully some Mexicans are intelligent enough, but some may not be. They might be asleep, too. And say, oh, he said he's a United States citizen. He never said that. He said he's an American. It's one and the same. And then he would tell his Mexican brothers and sisters that they are Americans. No, I'm not. I'm not American, I'm Mexican. They're smoked in the head. Mexico's an American state. They're Americans. Peru's an American state. But they'll say, oh, see, I got to leave Mexico and go to America. No, I'm talking real talk. Listen to the conversation of our brothers and sisters from the islands. Listen to the conversation, bro. You know, I was born in Jamaica. I came to America 5 years ago. I was born in Haiti. I came to America 10 years ago. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago. I came to America 7 years ago. Come on. Come on. So you see how they're stealing our birthright through social engineering? I mean, we are guessing. They're not claiming to be Americans. They're saying that the Europeans are. Yeah, you know, that Donald Trump Mexicans. Yeah, that Donald Trump, man, that American president. I didn't know that Donald Trump was president of Mexico, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Trinidad and Tobago, Peru, Argentina, Suriname, Guyana, Grenada, St. Thomas, Colombia, St. Vincent, St. Lucia. I didn't know he was president of all those American states at the same time. You say he's American president. And I'm saying this is important. Trust me. This is mega important. This is huge. Does it matter to you?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
They have to even do. Any of them hope to get us out of this. To get us back to the power.
What?
Especially with his dad being like, he's only second generation.
Yeah, but do you? All right, hold on. All right, see. What name identified the seat of power?
United States president.
Identify the seat that he's sitting in. The office. All right, let me get, no, that's why I'm doing this again. If I got to do it a million times, I'll do it a million times. If I got to do it a million times, I'll do it a million times. The office, the seat that he sits in, can somebody identify it? So the seat itself. So this is the seat, the office. Is the United States presidency office.
Moorish. I know that's what you're telling us. That's what it truly is.
Oh, well, that's what I hope. Whoa. Hold on. All right. What's this, brother?
Eraser.
It's a car?
No. Eraser.
A car?
Eraser.
I said it's a car.
Eraser.
What's this, though? It's a bike?
Yobo.
It's a bike?
Yobo.
It's a bike.
Yobo.
All right. Don't they probably claim to be Americans?
Mm-hmm. They're not.
So I didn't ask the question, what are they saying it is? I'm asking you, what is it? Yes, that's so that's what I'm saying. Once again, the question is, what is the office? Not what they're saying it is. That's two different questions. What they're saying it is what? What it is what? Come on now. All right, come on now. You want to claim the birthright or what? Nobody who has the Moorish fez on. Look, mommy. Look. They're wearing the Shriners. Is it a Shriners hat they wear? Thank you. But she said it's Shriners hat. But she said it's Shriners hat. And the head covering. Is it a head covering or Moorish fez? But in the case it said head covering. I'm trying to, you see the point I'm making? The point I'm making? What is it? Not what they say it is. They're claiming it as the United States presidency seat. It's not. It is the Grand Vizier is the Moorish Grand Vizier seat? I'll spell it. Yes, I do. It is the Moorish Grand W-A-Z-I-R V-I-Z-I-E-R V-I-Z-I-R, all right? It's the Moorish Grand Vizier seat. So therefore, Donald Trump is the substitute Grand Vizier. Bro, it's brothers and sisters. If we don't say it, they ain't going to say it. Who's going to say it? Yeah, you say nobody. I say no. I say who's going to say it? Say we. Say we. Say we. That's the answer. Answer's we. Answer's we. Answer's we. We're going to say it. Yeah. And you say nobody. I'm standing up here saying it. I got it written in the book. Yeah. You say nobody going to say it. We're going to say it. We're saying it. We're saying it. What? We'll say. What's the name of the government? Are they running a United States government? Whoa. Are we going again? Again, hold on. Can I do this again? What's this called? What's this?
No, I understand what
you're saying. All right. The question. Answer the question. No. Answer the question. I'm asking the question again. Answer the question. Listen to the question. What are they running? What is the name? What is the name of the government that they're running? No, not support. Hold on. I'll do it again. Let me do it again. My question is, what is the name of the government they're running? Republic is not a name of a government. Republic is a form, but that's not a name of a government. That's a form of a government. What is the name of the government that the Europeans are running? All right. I'm asking it again, and I'm gonna do it again. I'll do it again, and then I'll explain. I'll see. We'll do it again. What is the name of the government that I didn't ask you what is the name of the corporation they're running. What is the name of the government? Moorish government. Thank you. They're running your Moorish government in a trusteeship capacity. The seed ain't the corporation, the seed. The corporations are inanimate and artificial. All right, let's say we watching C-SPAN. All right, watching C-SPAN. All right, everybody watching C-SPAN. And you see what they call Congress, right? Congressional session. And you see the seats. There's about 435, 100 senators, 435, right? So you have 435 seats. All right? What seat is there sitting in? Huh? And that name of the country is what? The country that trustees are. Morocco. The name of the country is Morocco. The name of the country is Morocco. Well, I'm going to go in more detail, but I just want to see where you are. All right? I want to see where you are. All right? So the actual offices, it's not United States offices. Not United States offices. It's the Moorish office. All right. Who is the substitute bey of this Moorish territory? Bey, B-E-Y. Who is the substitute Bey? So y'all understand the question. So the substitute Bey uses what title in the public? Governor. Right. So whose sovereignty is that substitute Bey exercising? I may take y'all 3 or 4 years, and that's all right. Because they got it down. Europeans got this down pat. All right? They got this down pat. And you want to continue calling the government that they're running United States. All right, stand up here, brother, for a minute. All right? Stand up here, brother. All right? He's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a United States representative. The seat he sits in is what? The Moorish seat. There you go. So you say, all right, just stay right there for a minute. No, stay right there, please. Stay right there. You got to be clear. If I say United States, you point to Donald Trump. All right, remember, he's standing up. Those who are listening, he's standing up. United States, point to Donald Trump. Moorish government, point to the seat. United States, point to Donald Trump. The seat, Moorish government, point to. See that? That's fine. So, if you're watching C-SPAN, those who sit in the seats, that's United States representatives, but the seat is United States. Moorish. Right. I understand because of social engineering, that's deep. I understand it's deep. It is deep. They have taught us from childhood that they're founding fathers. John Jay, Thomas Jefferson, Robert Morris, Sherman, and all. They taught us and they pounded us in our head. Pounded it. And we see these buildings, we say United States and 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 United States, and we're not making the distinction. They as not representing of the states, but the states. They are functioning our Moorish government and a trusteeship capacity. They are trustees of your government. Yes. And I will. I will. Because I'm putting this down. And you already know that I'll give foundation. I have with the book, and I'll give more foundation with this. All right, so I'm not just talking out my butt. I can give foundation. All right, but I want to make sure that the concept is clear, and I'll give more foundation. So let me do that. All right? All right, so how would I give foundation? Let me explain. We have to be very clear for our people that we are aboriginals to his land, because our people think we came on some ships somewhere, that we were transported by the Spanish and the Portuguese and the French and the Dutch and the English for a 300-year period, how, bound and chained. So that's, how can this be our government? And, we came from Africa, So that, you gotta kill that. You gotta kill that first. And I think I did a good job in Moorish Masonry to kill that. Yeah. What I do in Moorish Masonry is show our sea power during the 15, 16, and 1700s. Hear me out. In order for the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French, and the English to take on a monumentous task of transporting 10 million, 7 million, 8 million, 5 million Africans from the continent of Africa to North America, Central America, South America, and the islands. They must first, that's not even talking about the number of ships. Let's not get a call for the number of ships and all that. They must first have what? The power. You got to first have the power to do it. I'll show you in that book. They did not. Let me read this. Robert Davis, professor of Italian Renaissance history, Ohio State University. The enslavement of Europeans by us, you don't say by us, doesn't fit the general theme of European world conquest and colonization that is central to scholarship on the early modern era. They are Europeans who are telling the truth. Linda Cowley, in her book, Captive, she chronicles the war 1640, the war 1640 between Great Britain or England and Morocco, where we defeated the English and captured 10,000 her colleagues at Yale University. Linda Cowley had taught at Yale University in the 70s. She currently teaches at Princeton University. She is well acclaimed. She has awards. She is recognized as an expert in her field. She has awards upon awards. Linda Cowley, professor of history at Princeton University. While she was at Yale, her European male colleagues attacked. Why? She says in the book, 1640, that the Europeans showed weakness. See, they don't. This knowledge is dangerous, bro. I'm telling you. They do not want you to see that you had power over them. We're not talking about you being in some African kingdom by yourself and ruling over your own people. No, I'm talking about ruling over them. They can't afford to have you know your power in relationship to them. She exposed that the Moor captured Englishmen and women. But I thought you had no power in relationship to the Europeans. I thought that they went over in Africa and bound y'all in chains and, all right? I'll set the foundation, sister. I got you. All right? All right? Set the foundation because you gotta clearly show our people that we are native to this land. All right? We gotta clearly bust up that transatlantic slave trade story because that's their key. That transatlantic slave trade. Let me. All right, let's do this. And some of you were already here, but I did one side of it. Now I want to do this. Something I thought about yesterday, so this is today. I want to draw lines. All right? I want to have here where these African scholars at, transatlantic slave trade. Let's put that here, transatlantic slave trade. And put evidence, transatlantic slave trade evidence. All right? Evidence of Moorish sea and naval power, sea and naval power. Write this down, y'all. Because this structure is not in the book. All right? Evidence of more, because this is things that I'm thinking about afterwards, as I do presentations on it, things to make it clearer to people, Evidence of the Moorish sea and naval power. I'll put this in part 2. Evidence of Moorish sea and naval power during the 15, 16. But I present these points, though, in part 1, but not in this format, in 16, 1700s. All right? So let me go to my phone and give you. All right, see here. This is what I did last time, but I didn't do the other side. I didn't do the transatlantic slave trade, quote unquote, evidence. All right, let me find this here. Here. All right. Evidence of Moorish sea and naval power during the 15, 16, 1700s. All right, here we go. Treaties, tribute treaties between Morocco and European powers. European powers paying annual tribute to Morocco. Wars between Moors and Europeans. Moorish captivity of Europeans. European nations paying ransom to Morocco. There's evidence on this. This is more than basically. Letters between Moorish emperors and European kings and queens addressing the issues of tribute payment, captivity, seizing of ships, and sending ambassadors and receiving ambassadors. Petitions by Europeans to kings and queens of Europe to negotiate the release of their loved ones held in Moorish captivity. European redemption orders to raise money to pay the ransom of Europeans held in Moorish captivity. There's evidence of this. Now, what evidence would you ask for? It's an African scholar. An African scholar was up here, and it was talking about the transatlantic slave trade story. What evidence would you ask the quote-unquote African scholar? What evidence would you want to see? All right, A ship, 10 million now. They claim 10 million now. All right, anyone else? You don't need to see no ships. That's it. Forget the ships. Logs. Ship logs. That's it. That's ship logs. That's it. Hey, ship logs. Hey, he's talking about evidence. Where's ship logs? And I want to hear that they can't find, they lost them and all that. Hold on. All these Europeans, don't you know they have in the archives of France, the Netherlands, Spain, Germany, England, letters between us and Morocco and our Europeans. They have ships in 1600s where we seized their ships. Joseph Morgan, a European scholar, said he saw a pope in 1619, where over 4 ships were seized by the Moors. So this whole crap, and the records are lost. All you need is what? The ship logs. That's all you need. Why? Because the ship logs will give you what information? Let's go to the ship logs. Come on. Ship logs. All right? All right. Come on. Yeah. Passengers. All right. Crew.
What they transported as far as goods?
Goods. Yeah. The time it took. Can you get right? For maps? Well, I'm saying we're not thinking, y'all. We're not thinking. So this is what I want you to ask African scholars. All right? They're going to challenge you. I'm going to tell you how to challenge them. You need ship logs, because that gives you the ships. The ship logs give you the number, will give you the number of ships, and there will be a lot of ship logs. That they claim they transport 10 million. Well, they lost all of them? And you believe that? You talking about from, they claim this to 1800. They transported 10 million of it. They lost all the ship logs. And you believe that. You believe that they lost all of them. They ain't lose none of them because it didn't happen like that. So if it did, prove it. All right, see, this is what I would do, family. I wouldn't tell the African scholar that it didn't happen. I would have an African or European scholar prove it. Yeah, you know, and you tell them what you want. Ship logs, and this is information of being ship logs. It's just that simple. What you hear, my family, is when you go to exhibits, you'll see what different chains and the necklace, the neck brace, and and they have exhibits of that, but you don't see any ship logs. Where's the ship logs at? You see, they did this to us, and they had us in this chain here, and they had this rope, and they linked us with this rope here, and they had this. But where's the ship logs? We just accepted the story. We want to believe the story so much that this man was so cruel and evil and cruel, and he's the evilest man in the world, and he brought us over in the household of ships, and we just want to. We're giving our birthright up. We're not even claiming our birthright. Ship logs. So one thing I'm going to read the other side. I'm going to read the other side. All right? Because I got my evidence. I got mine. We'll do it again. It's right in the book. All right, find it again. I'll read it slowly. With my evidence right here. The Europeans are backing me up too. European professors.
So what about the people, like I said, people that are really Afrocentric?
Uh-huh.
You got people in Ghana and Cuba that talk about the stories of how their people had left and ships. They have people over there that talk about.
Where's the ship log, sister? I'm saying, where are the ship logs? Yeah, that's still hearsay, though. That's where the ship logs. They have ship logs. Yes, this one here. Yes. Right, that would be in the ship logs that you would have, say, from Nigeria, that didn't exist as Nigeria, or Sierra Leone, or Shanghai, and that they were at this port, and they counting, doing head counts, and then they marked it and put in the ship logs the name of the crew, because you wouldn't have a crew, so you have name of the crew. You got to pay them. Got to pay the crew people. All right. Well, don't you know the Europeans have names on the ones that we captured? Records exist, sisters. This whole thing. Yes, brother. We can talk about that too, but you can get them on the ship logs, and you're right on that. That's no, not.
So they couldn't transport cases
Well, the claim is the claim was $10 million. The claim is $10 million. Yes, that's the claim.
What they did was they transported people from this area and took them to California throughout the country.
They did that.
That's how they got
But,
the minds of the people tricked up that it was
all right.
from Africa.
Well, let me say this though. All right, let me say this. Whatever claim you make, you want to be able to support. All right. Now, you said that. I would ask you, how do you know that? You said that they transported us from California to North Carolina or whatever. How do you know that?
Because one, how long would it take them to transfer from the country Africa to here?
No.
By the time they get here with any slaves.
But that's still not. You're not giving the truth, though, brother. Brother, you're not. You're brother. You're supposing, though. That's supposition. You're still not giving us proof of your claim. No. What I'm saying is, I don't want you. See, I don't want you to get caught up in making a claim that you can't support yourself, and then someone asks you, how do you know? And then you give that reasoning, but you don't want to. No, that is not support. Support the same support that you would ask the African scholars. They're going to ask you, where's the ship logs of that? All right, feel me, all. I want y'all to make solid points. I don't want y'all to do some lap. Make solid points. If you don't know, I don't know right now. Let me get back to you. All right? Did you talk? Did you go already? Okay. Yes. I'm saying, no, my presentation is based on getting you to think. Getting you to think. So if someone is making the claim that we would transport it, you would ask them to prove it. They haven't proved it. You can prove an ancient presence through archaeological evidence, stoneheads, figurines, mass, not so much the pyramids. I'm talking about imagery of your face, showing. Yeah. I'm talking about the stoneheads, the mass, the figurines, the statuettes show an image of a people. Right? Pyramids don't. They could say that someone else built that. Pyramids don't. All right? We're talking about. There's a book called Unexpected Faces in Ancient America by Alexander von Rutenau. And they have these stoneheads, figurines, masks, and statuettes have broad noses and thick lips. That's
Christopher Columbus, a book I read, it had a diary, section of the diary, and it was talking about how they were transporting, like we were prisoners of war, after like the Seminole War. When they would show the Seminole Indians, it wouldn't be like the red ones, the Mongoloid ones. It would be neat. It was somebody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like down in Florida.
Right.
How they would bring them up. They would catch them as prisoners of war and bring them up to like Monsters.
True.
I just want to add on that. I saw the movie Jamie Foxx doing the breakdown of the White House and the President.
What's the name of the movie? Not
White House Down. Yeah, White House.
Oh, White House Down. All right.
Now the tour guide starts being asked questions about the underground slaves being run, and the tour guide says, "Oh no, that's not true." Now, when the building is going to the firearms, they start using it. In there, I saw a black statue, and why they keep showing the black statue a little bit? I said, wow, look at the Moors in there. But I said to myself, the director, why is they and then they showed it real good. And the black statue was there.
The Moors were in where? In the White
House, the statues.
All right.
Were underground. And why wouldn't they be up? If you were showing them the exhibit of the White House.
All right, I got you. All right.
And why did the director let that go down like that? And I was just like, Professor,
all right.
We tried to create the scene of what that White House looked like, seeing a black statue in there. And then
so we don't have the microphones today. I didn't. All right. Oh, here, right here.
Yeah, I want to answer some of your question. I think that I know that I've read some books about Vasco da Gama coming over and they saying that as black as they were, naked as they were, they came out to meet the ship. So he's supposed to be one of the first navigators coming to see the coast of Belize, South America. And then when you talk about some evidence of us being in ships coming over here, because I believe that definitely was over here, but Nation Islam had put out something about the secret relationship between blacks and Jews, and they was talking about matching up books and ledgers of Jewish people on these ships that were involved with sending some of us over here. So,
what did you read that book?
Yeah, I read it.
What? So what evidence is presented in the book?
Well, they was matching up names of companies that were probably Jewish owned, and some of the ships. It wasn't like they had tons of it, but they had enough to suggest that Jews were strongly involved in sponsoring.
So names of companies.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Names of companies. They talked about some ships. I mean, all this stuff I did 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
What about ship logs?
I can't say that I remember ship logs. I do remember them saying that they had records of the Europeans' own records of showing the relationship with Jews.
So the record.
That's
what records though? What type of records did they have?
Right.
No, we're talking about the transportation. We're talking about the trip. We're talking about evidence of. I'm not talking about evidence of us being bounded here. We're talking about evidence of transportation.
They just named companies, some corporations. They had some companies. I don't know if it was English.
I'll get the book. I'll get the book and look at it. Yes. So speak a little louder, please.
I'm Belizean and Honduran, and in my culture, called that Islam, and there was a shipwreck that happened in 1675 between the British and my culture. Around that time, my ancestors shipwrecked the ship. So this is the evidence in basically near St. Vincent. They have ports, they have certain declaration that's there in St. Vincent of the shipwreck, just to let you know. So that's why
of a shipwreck?
Of a shipwreck.
A.
Yeah.
I know. I wanted you to say one.
I mean, that's where my culture derived from, so that's how.
All right, so let's clarify. All right, so you're saying your culture.
Yeah.
All right, when you say your culture, are you saying that you have a culture different than me?
I
have to ask. I
wouldn't say it's different, but I know that around 1771, if I'm not mistaken, we were taken from West Africa, right? And the fact that we mixed in the Cara Black Indians mixed in with the Iraq Indian and gave birth to my culture called that Islam.
What is the culture? Can you No. All right. Let me finish this question. Can you give us an example? Not the name. Not the name. Can you give me an example of the culture? Give me an example.
Example of the culture? Well, music-wise, we have our own music. For Pinta and Honduras is for Pinta Rock and Belize. Belize colonized by the British, Honduras colonized by the Spanish.
So you're saying music, all right, music.
Yeah, so that's the music. We have our own food that's similar to West African food, like fufu. We call it udutu. So that's a relationship right there. And then we have the Iraq Indian part where we have the customs. We have the dance called Wanadawa, and it's a warrior African / Iraq Indian dance.
All right.
And tribal tradition.
So it seems like it's the same culture then.
Yes, it has a similarity, but it identified because of how we mixed in with the natives of that land, the Iowa Caliph. They call them the Khalifa Indians. Mm-hmm. That's where that even came from.
Yeah, Queen Khalifa. Yeah, Queen Khalifa. California.
We identified with that culture and the Gotti family.
All right. I just want to get his idea on it. All right. So any other questions? Other questions? So I said I would ask for ship logs as evidence. It would be loads of them. It had to be loads of these. I mean, it would have to be literally thousands of ship logs. I mean, yeah, it had to be thousands because you're talking about ship logs for every voyage. You know, you're talking, and also ship logs going to get them. You know, because then the crew, they have the crews. All right. So you wouldn't have you have an empty ship when you go to Africa. And so who names of the crews? All right, crew members and how long it took to go over there. Oh, so records are done. Where are these records? We're not talking about names of companies. All right? Ship logs. Ship logs. If it happened, finding the ship logs shouldn't be hard. Why is it hard to find the ship logs? I mean, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Find the ship logs. Why we can't find thousands of ship logs? Can I get 10 of them? Out of 1,000. 10 out of 1,000. I said 10 out of 1,000 ship logs. Can I get see? Because it has to be thousands over 1,000 ship logs. Yeah. All right. Over. I just because we had this. This is huge, family. This is huge. This here is the key to European rulership and colonization of our land. This is key. Millions of our people, millions. The African American Museum at Washington, D.C. Been open for how many months? There's a waiting list. The waiting list. See how it's perpetuated? See how the lie is perpetuated? You got a waiting list that's 3 or 4 months long. You couldn't go tomorrow to the African American Museum at Washington, D.C. You got to be put on you got to get on the waiting list. That's 3 or 4 months long. Our people from all over the country are going there. They're perpetuating the lie. And that lie is that transatlantic slave trade story. So I'm going to challenge my brothers and sisters, these African scholars, to produce ship logs. That's all I want to see. I want to see ship logs. I want to see ship logs. That's it. It's nothing complicated. Let's not make it complicated. Show me the ship logs. Because the ship logs would be the evidence. That's all you would need. So the ship logs would have the company's name. The who's financing, that'd be on the ship logs too. That would ship logs. So a good average researcher should be able to find ship logs. What I clearly show is that during the time period of this transatlantic slave trade story in the 1800s, we seized thousands of European ships. Europeans were paying us annual ransom. We had wars. The Ottoman Empire as well as the Moroccan Empire had series of wars with the Europeans, Portugal, France. And in 1100s, 1200s, during the Crusade period of 1065 to 1235, where we captured thousands of Europeans. There's 2 orders that were established. One in 1112, called the Trinitarian, the Order of the Trinitarian, and 1098, called the Mercedarian. The Mercedarian order was established in France. The Trinitarian was established in Spain. Those orders were established for the sole purpose of raising money to get Europeans out of Moorish captivity. The charity boxes, the concept of charity, of people collecting charity at churches, got its start with those orders. There were charity boxes that were set up at churches for the purpose of raising money to pay the Moorish ransom, to get Europeans out of Moorish captivity. There's evidence of that. James Bodman, retired professor at Central Arkansas. University of Central Arkansas, James Bodman spent his career on this research. Evidence. We had these orders. There was others. They had the Defford, the House of Trinity, that was established by King Edward VIII. He established that the House of Trinity, which is a redemption order, and they are logs. I mean, they have for a period of 40 years, they have records of the money, amount of finance that was collected. This was a big, big, big issue. They covered this up. But there are Europeans who are telling the truth about it. Yes. Yeah, but let me say this. Let me say this to you though. All right. There's a 3-volume book called The History of the Moorish Empire in Europe. They're not doing to us what we did to them. We educated them. I'm talking about pristine education, high education. We saved them. Yes, there were some, you had some emirs and caliphates that were ruthless. Not all of them, though. The Almoravids. The Almoravids was a ruthless family, dynasty. The Moorish, the Umayyads, they promoted education. You know about our control in Europe. These are Moorish dynasties, 4 or 5 Moorish dynasties that controlled Europe for almost 800-year periods. Southern France for a short period of time, Sicily, Italy, Germany, all right, Norway, Cordova, Seville, Toledo, Granada, all right. These are kingdoms, Moorish kingdoms in Al-Andalusia, today called Spain. We educated them. As I said before, we are their saviors. Tens of thousands of Europeans were dying of diseases. The clergy had been taught to the Europeans by the clergy that to not take a bath was a sign of prestige or a sign of piety. All right? You would be pious to stink. To stink. I know you're laughing, but I'm keeping it real, sister. I'm not keeping it real, fam. I'm keeping it real, sister. To stink is an act of piety. Europeans didn't take baths. They died of diseases by the thousands. They didn't bury their dead. They didn't have sewage system, irrigation, very few bathhouses, very few marketplaces. So did the Moors conquer Spain? Or did the Moors civilize Europeans? Did we conquer them or did we civilize them? If it wasn't for us, you have very few Europeans walking around today. That's real talk. Europeans, and some do, should have a picture of one of us on their walls. We're their savior. If you know the true history, we're their saviors. We need to be clear on that. We saved them. This whole concept that Christopher Columbus was that, see, this whole concept that the Europeans were dumb in the 1400s, no, that's not, we educated them, so they weren't dumb. Europeans from all over Europe, to Padova and Toledo were the education center of all of Europe. We built 17 libraries in Spain. One of the libraries at Cordova housed over 600,000 books, and these books were handwritten. They were emirs and caliphs who wrote, or who could edit, or who could produce, doing it, producing literature and spreading was an act of honor for a caliph or emir. We're known for that. Go to The Age of the Moors, edited by RVBey. Over 20 articles written by several scholars. And the back of 40 pages of bibliography. Surgery to teachers. We did surgery. Botany. Classifying plants. Horticulture. Irrigation. Geometry. We built universities. The mosques and cathedrals were used as education centers. That's what we know. We're the key to the Renaissance. The Europeans are standing on your shoulders of accomplishment. They translated Arabic text into Latin. This whole concept that they burned books. Not before they did translation first. Now, see, this whole concept that they burned books, yes, they did, conveys the wrong concept that got rid of information. They didn't. They translated it into Latin. You may be, but they ain't. You think the Europeans gonna burn? And they burn books now. They translated before they burned medical books, astronomy books, geometry books. And they claim to be the writers of that. They claim to be the developers of that. Voltaire. We talk philosophy, poetry. Poetry was big among us. Why do you think it's big among them? Where did they get that from? From you. Got it from you. So this European culture that I don't know about, somebody has to tell me. I'll sit down. Can somebody enlighten me on European culture? Anybody? I'll sit down. Somebody will take the podium and enlighten me on because I don't know no European culture, and I'm being serious. You got to teach. You know what I mean? All right? The universities. Dr. Ben, are you aware that Dr. Ben earned a doctorate in Moorish history at the University of Barcelona in Spain? Dr. Ben didn't write near a book. He could have used his dissertation. That's a book. To earn a doctorate, you need to write a dissertation. That's a book. Dissertation is over 200 pages. So to earn a doctorate in anything, you must write a dissertation and defend it. And dissertations are over 200 pages long. with extensive research. He could have used his dissertation alone as a book. This is a book. He said, you got to be bounded. Dissertation is bounded. And it's put in the school library. Dr. Ben. He could have published his dissertation right there. He's talking about a doctorate in Moorish history. And Dr. Ben ain't even known for that. People will fall off the floor, and Dr. Ben ain't known for that. You like, Dr. Ben got a PhD in Moorish history? He earned a PhD? Yes, he did. He's not even known for that. You know how much study is involved to earn a PhD? The coursework? The dissertation? You would have to, you're talking about, I've seen dissertations and history dissertations. Over 200 pages. I mean, you're talking about over 100 references, easily. Over 150. I mean, it's, whoa. I mean, dissertations are serious, boy. You see a history dissertation? It is serious. That's extensive research. And Dr. Ben ain't even known for that. Farrakhan said, in 1996, at Columbus, Ohio, so 10,000 people, black is used for an object. Negro sabato, black shoe. If you're talking about human beings, you use another name, morenos. These are black people. That's a direct quote from Farrakhan. Dr. Clark, Dr. Henry Clark said that black, Negro, colored, and African American are not nationalities. That a nationality connects you to a history, a culture, and a land. YouTube that. It's on YouTube. So where does black come from? Monoku Rashidi, in 2010 at Camden, said, during his course of his presentation, I was there, he said that Moor means black. Moor is a Greek word and means black. All right? Let me disprove that. Scholarly. You have what's called Indo-European languages. So it's more Greek word. Let me prove that it's not. In origin. It's more Greek in origin. Indo-European languages. Indo-Sanskrit, that's Indo, you have Sindhu, all right? A river in that area. This is Sanskrit, S-I-N-D-H-U, Sindhu, Sanskrit. When the Ottoman, the Turks took over that area, Sindhu, modern-day India, there's a book called, by Stanley Poe, Medieval India under Mohammedan rule. Medieval India, M-I-D-I-E-V-A-L, India, under Mohammedan rule, 712 to 1724. Medieval India under Mohammedan rule, 712 to 1724. Stanley Lane Poole, P-O-O-L-E. During that rulership period, Sindhu, the Sanskrit word, was Arabicized to Hindu. When the British took over, they anglicized it to what? India. All right? So Indo implies Sanskrit origin. So Greek is an Indo-European language. So how is Moor a Greek word in origin? When Greek, the language Greek is an Indo-European language. It's just that simple. So Moor is not an origin. So that's since I went there, let's go here. All right? Let's go here. This leads right into more clarification of it. All right? I want to draw, for those who are listening, I want to draw a line in the center, in the middle of the page. So we're going to draw a line. You have two columns. You have original meaning, draw a line, and put meaning. Original meaning. Now, this is something that the general public is not aware of. The concept of original meaning is not even thought about in the public. Original meaning, what's that? What do you mean, original meaning? I know meaning, but you said original meaning. What's the difference between original meaning and meaning? When you're dealing with meaning, you're dealing with semantics. There's semantics. S-E-M-A-N-T-I-C, semantics, with connotations. C-O-O-C-O-N-N-O-T-A-T-I-O-N, connotation. All right? So my question, for example, we have the word slave. What is the original meaning for the word slave? All right. What is the meaning? Connotation. So I said, well, what does the word slave mean? All right. And the only reason I'm offering this to you so that you can teach your family members and children, because all they know is meaning. The concept of original meaning is not even part of their education base, or not even part of the discussion in the community. So they know meaning. So you have original meaning and true meaning. So what is the true meaning of the word? And then when you're dealing with meaning, you may be dealing with several connotations. Not one. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the dictionary. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see the numbers. So we're dealing with several connotations that were developed over the period of centuries. So we linguists will say that words evolve. Let's analyze that. Words evolve. Let's put the word evolve. Yes, evolve and devolve. Words evolve. So let's look at the word. Let's go back to the word. I'm asking you a question. Would this be a evolution or devolution? Let's go back to Sindhu. Sanskrit. All right? Sanskrit, Sindhu. Arabic, Hindu. So we're going to change the pronunciation now. Change in form. Change of morphology. Change in phonology. All right? So there's a change here. India, English. English form, Arabic. Is this an evolution of the word Sindhu or a devolution? Right. So you're taking it from a older sound. So how did that evolve? Who is writing these theories? Who is classifying this as a evolution of words? How am I going to take an Egyptian word and then give a English transliteration and say that the word evolved? You have what's called epistemology. Epistemology. Epistemology, epistomology. Epistemology is how one knows. The study of how one comes to know. Epistemology would be used before etymology. I would put epistemology above etymology because you're looking at symbols too, signs, symbols, all right? You're looking at how that word or words, how did it gain a particular meaning in that culture setting? The culture, the mores, the folkways, rituals of the people. Epistemology. How does one come to know? Epistemology. So original meaning and meaning. So we're caught up with meanings. A semanticist focuses on the science, which is semantics is the science of meaning. Well, semanticists will focus on how does words acquire meanings over a period of centuries. What is the methodology? And they develop methodologies. You'll study methodology about how words acquire or are given new or connotated meanings. That's what an etymologist focuses on. Morphology, cognate, how words are transliterated from to one language to another, the methodology in which that's done, sound shifts, all right, tracing a word to its original language, original meaning. Well, that's not what a semanticist does. A semanticist doesn't trace a word using morphology and comparative method and phonology to its original meaning and cognates and its various forms and other languages. That's what our semanticist deals with. Semanticist deals with, let's say, connotation. Let's give an example. All right. Give me an example of semantics. Because you're not going to understand. I'm saying semantics, but I'll give an example. There are three main methodologies on how words acquire new meanings or connotated meanings. You have generalization. I've done this over the years here. Generalization or expansion. Expansion, generalization. Specification. So you're looking at, you study these different methodologies. Specification or restriction. Restriction. All right? And you have transfer meaning. So this is, this will be, so they have two different, I would suggest you study both. I study both. But there's two different methodologies here. An etymologist employs a different methodology than a semanticist. the focus is different. An etymologist's focus would be original meaning. All right? The various forms of a particular word in various languages. All right? The classification of the languages, Germanic languages and Latin languages and Indo-Iranian languages, and all right, and the comparative method, comparing two languages and showing the different morphologies, as in Latin and English. All right, so you have two languages from two different families, two different language groups. All right, so English is a Germanic language. Right, so you have the word potter, P-A-T-E-R. All right, so this will fall on etymology. A etymologist, all right, understands, having the knowledge of phonology and morphology, the shifts that take place from this language group, Latin, to this language group, Germanic language group. English is a Germanic language. So a etymologist knows, studying, having the knowledge of morphology and phonology, that the letter P in Latin transliterates to the letter F. Transliterates. I'm just trying to show you the difference between what an etymologist does and what a semanticist does. Two different methodologies, two different aims of focus. All right? Transliteration, T-R-A-N-S-L-I-T-E-R-T-I-O-N. Trans means across. Literal means letter. So we're looking at this initial letter or sound, P, and this initial letter or sound, F. There is a change here in form from P to F. All right? This is a Germanic language. This is a Latin language. Now you can do a comparative method of two languages in the same family, i.e. Dutch and English, modern English. Dutch and modern from modern English. Dutch and modern English. V and father. Father in Dutch is vater, V-A-T-E-R. All right? Father is V-F-T-H-E-R. Now, they're not so much different. Understanding labials, lip sounds, dentals, tooth sounds, gutturals, throat sounds, that you know that V and F are in the same, are both lip sounds. V and F are both lip sounds. V is a vibrating sound. F is a non-vibrating, meaning that there's no vibration when you produce the letter, the sound F. V, there's a vibrating sound, but they're both labials. So a etymologist has that knowledge. A semanticist doesn't. A semanticist's focus would be on studying the various new meanings over a period of centuries. And in 800, the word had this word, the nice. In 1500, the word nice was stupid or ignorant. You know, and when did it acquire its modern meaning? In 1600, it took on this meaning. In 1700, that's a semanticist. And etymologists would focus on tracing its original meaning and its various forms in other languages. All right? So I'm just trying to explain the difference in methodology of a semanticist and etymologist. I study both of them. An etymologist will, as an example, will trace the original meaning of a word, trace it to its original origin, its original language, and also look at its different forms of that word in different languages. All right? Semantics doesn't do that. So there's two different methodologies, two different trainings, all right? You know, so etymologist takes a course in phonology, a course in morphology, a course in comparative method, you know, and semanticists doesn't. They're not familiar with morphology and phonology and comparative method. All right, there's other methodologies in which they study. All right. Hmm? Yes. Yes. There you go. Thank you. And I was going to do that. Thank you for that. Because as I was writing this, I was thinking about that. All right. That goes on to etymology. An umlaut, German word, umlaut, U-M-L-A-U-E, only because I run out of room. Umlaut, looking at, deals with vowel shifts. Ablaut, A-B-L-A-U-T, ablaut would be run, ran, run. Run, ran, run. Run, U, ran to A, U to A, run, ran, that's ablaut. Umlaut is vowel shifts. There's a whole study on vowel shifts from double vowel to single vowel to double vowel. There's a whole study there, vowel shifts. So this is you're looking at detailed study with etymology. You have ephenthesis. All right, let me explain. You have methodologies, words that will identify the methodology by which a word acquires, let's say, the beginning of a word, sound. You have the initial sound. Let me do it this way so I can explain it. All right. We'll do this chart because it makes it easy for me. All right. Initial. We're drawing a column and a row. Initial and another row. We have the word medial or middle. Medial or middle. Then you have final or termination. Final. All right? You have a change in sound at the beginning of a word. That's called prosthesis. Prosthesis, P-R-O-T-H-E-S-I-S. Pro means fourth, all right, and T-H-E means put. Let's say that there is a removal or an adding a sound at the beginning of a word, or adding a letter at the beginning of a word. That's called prosthesis. Adding a letter in the middle of a word is called ephenthesis. That's what we're talking about. Ephenthesis. A-P-E-N-T-H-E-S-I-S. We just explained the difference between semantics and etymology. The brother reminded me about this methodology of sound shifts. All right? Then you have here final sound. It's called paragogue. It's G-O. All right? Adding a letter at the ending of a word. Then you will have the removing. Then you have, this is adding. This is addition. This is subtraction or removal. So here's subtraction. I got substitution. I'm saying subtraction, I wrote substitution. Subtraction. All right, so we have aphoresis. Aphoresis. A-P-H-A-E-R-E-S-I-S. That's removing a letter at the beginning of a word. All right? Then you have here this is apocope. 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 Let me just go to apocope is removing the final letter or last letter in a word. That's apocope. Of the middle one, aphoresis, apocope, pathis, phatasis, epithesis, per. It's something pay. Apocope. Someone look up for me, please, the linguistic methodology of removing the middle letter of a word. It's something pay. Apocope. It's escaping right now. All right? The initial letter, removing the middle letter of a word. Removing the middle letter of a word. Syncope. I got it. You ain't got to look it up. I kept saying ep. It's syncope. It's syncope. S-Y-N-C-O-P-E with the macron above the O. The straight line above the O, that's called a macron. Apocope, O-P-O-C-O-P-E, the macron above the second O, cope. All right, so these are methodologies in which a linguist will employ. All right? You would actually use methodology to study words. That's how it's done, with methodology. Not just picking words out, that's not how it's done. They're taught methodology, morphology, comparative method, phonology. Phonology, that's a detailed study when you're learning. There's a name for every sound. So it's like, you have labials, plateals, dentals. I mean, it's detailed study. All right? That's what a linguist does. Semanticists doesn't focus on that. All right? So we want to get into original meanings. Which one? P-A-R-A-G-O-G-E. Or G-U-E. G-U-E. Paradox. I was trying to work on the sky. Paradox, that's it. All right? So the Europeans just, through social engineering, create connotative meanings. They created the term Native American and legislated it in 1974, called the Native American Act. They haven't legislated the name American, but they did create the term Native American to in your mind, to make a counter-distinction between the name American and Native American. And the term Native American is deceptive. Deceptive. An American is Native. Why the term Native American? An American is Native. So what's the political motive behind that? They're not doing it just to be doing it, man. Y'all think that, man, please. They're not doing it just to be doing it. To say they're doing it just to be doing it, that is utter ignorance. Yes.
doing a slavery when you're born as kind of like a slave, and it's like, look that up.
But where's the mean? All right.
Native, yeah,
all right. You saying Native or Native American? What are you saying? Nope.
She doesn't like to use the word Native.
That's emotional. They say like is emotional. Right. Yeah, so when you say I don't like to use the word or any, that's emotion. No. All right.
In terms of,
you not understand what I'm saying, but we'll get.
No, I see what you're saying in terms of she's not being objective. She says she doesn't use it because it has other meanings besides, like, it's not like really associated, connected with the land. It can also mean like being born in slavery or servitude.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. All right. Let me address that. Look up the name American, please. I want to address that by addressing another word, and I'm going to come back to that. What's that?
Aboriginal or one of the various copper-colored native.
All right. First, give me the 1828. Go to 18. Look it up. Google, please. Google. 1828. Webster's Dictionary definition of American. No, 1828. Look it up. Please, fam. I need someone to look up the 1828 Webster's Dictionary definition of the name American. Look up the 1932 Webster's Dictionary of the name American. All right. 1828. Go ahead.
Native of America.
Native of America. Go ahead.
Originally applied to the Aboriginal or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans. But now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America.
All right. So now I showed you that, right? I'm aware that the Europeans take connotated meanings to steal our birthright. I'm aware that they legalize. Look up the Black's Law Dictionary for Native. There's not a liking or disliking. When you don't want to use the word like or dislike. It's not based in I like or dislike. Yes, I don't like to use that. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's emotional. That's subjective. You want to be objective. Why shouldn't we use it and explain? Using objectivity. So the native referring to the original, its source, its origin, natural, indigenous, as in a plant would be indigenous to a certain area. That means what? Its natural inhabitant. It's natural to that area. So an indigenous referring to natural. Native, its original state, its natural state or condition. Oh, no, what? It says what? I already knew that, brother. Yes.
Native, from the Black's Law Court, natural born subject or citizen. A denizen by birth.
Yes, yeah.
one who owes his domicile or citizenship to the fact of his birth within the country referred to. The term may also include one born abroad, if his parents were and citizens of the country, and not permanently residing in foreign parts.
Is Hillary Clinton native? Is Al Gore native? Is Pence native? George Bush, Jr., Sr., and Sr., are they native? No. Ronald Reagan, was he native? No. All right. My question, why did they take the word native and add that definition? Once again, they don't just do something just to be doing it, family. Why? What is the political motive of taking the word native and adding that definition to it? Yeah, remember, you got it. They do something. They make a move to set up. Yeah, they're not just doing it to be doing it, y'all. Come on, y'all. We got to get smarter than that. They make moves to what? Set up for. They created the term Native American to what? To claim American. So say, well, yeah, those Americans are Native Americans. Donald Trump is an American. Those on reservations are Native Americans. We have to. All right. Let me give you this too. Let me get this too. The Commerce Clause. There's a Google this. This is Barnett, law professor at Georgetown University. The original meaning. Google this. The original meaning of the Commerce Clause. The original meaning of the Commerce Clause by Barnett. His first name eludes me. Barnett. B-A-R-N-E-T-T. The original meaning of the Commerce Clause. Barnett, in his article, lengthy article, very good article, in the original meaning of the Commerce Clause, he states that, all right, let me write this down. The word commerce. All right, this is important, y'all. All right? I'm going to show you how they playing us. Show you how they playing us. I got something else, too, for y'all. Let me show you how they playing us. With my notebook. All right? I got this. I'm offering you something else. I'm offering something else to you. I'm offering this to you. This title. So we have the original meaning of Commerce Clause. This is another title I want you to look up for later. Textualization, textualism. No. Oh, here it is. War of words. War of words. How courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles. War of words. How courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles. This is a very good article, family. Very good article. They show how Supreme Court justices use various dictionaries. We're not talking about just law dictionaries. Oakland Wagner's, various Webster dictionaries, to look up the meaning of a word. Not going to the etymology. Various dictionaries. So this is, I'm going to read it again. War words, how courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles. These are points that I made. These are subtopics, subheadings, some of the subheadings, 2 subheadings that's in the article. Textualism, legislative history, and lexicography. That's dictionaries. Lexicographer, a dictionary is not called not to a person who puts together a dictionary is not called a dictionographer. They're called lexicographers. Lexicon means word. Textualism and original plain meaning. Textualism and original plain meaning. All right. I think his name is John Barnett. Randy, thank you. Randy Barnett. Randy Barnett, law professor at Georgetown University. All right. Commerce. It's called the original meaning of the Commerce Clause. So the word in question, the word that's analyzed here is commerce. The root word means trade. M-E-R-C means trade. That's the root word. Henry Clark Barnett, what the Supreme Court has done, and with your Moor seat, was expand the meaning of the Commerce Clause unconstitutionally. They included acts into the definition of commerce. Randy Barnett, in his studies, Randy Barnett went along with this. He thought, he thought that it was proper for the Supreme Court to include agriculture and commerce. But what Randy Barnett later did, because Randy Barnett had read articles by his colleagues, all right? But what Randy Barnett did was did his own research. Randy Barnett studied the Federalist Papers. He studied Constitutional Convention, minutes. And he found upon studying the Federalist Papers, and the Constitutional minutes, that there is no reference to agriculture to be included in commerce. Exactly. We know that. The slick Supreme Court justices. There are two quote unquote schools of thought in the Supreme Court. 2 schools of thought. You have originalists, and constructionalists. These are the battles. What do you think an originalist is? Deals with the meaning at the time in which the Constitution was constructed. The time in which the Constitution was constructed. All right? What is a constructionalist? Exactly. A constructionist is that based this argument on times change. You got to move with the times. You got to be flexible. But how do you get you to believe that? No, I'm not. Let me first. Let me first. All right. Don't ask me any questions right now. Don't let me ask you questions right now. I'm laying the groundwork first. I gotta lay the groundwork first. Like, you gotta give me some time to lay some groundwork. First. All right, so people can understand what the argument. All right. So So this here deals with this concept of flexibility. All right? That's the constructionist. Flexibility. Flexibility. What's that? Flexibility. I-I-T-Y, right? Yeah, thank you. Flexibility. So this deals with non-flexibility. Let's say rigid. Yeah, rigid. All right, rigid. Non-flexibility. Not rigid. Constructionist, not rigid. Just to, make it simple. Not rigid. All right? So you have this battle that's been going on since the 1850s, with various Supreme Court justices. And so this whole, because this agriculture means field. So this attempt to include agriculture into the definition of birthright is an attempt to steal your birthright. They're not doing it just to be doing it. Randy Barnett referencing Justice Johnson, and Justice Johnson used the etymology of commerce to delineate. And based on the etymology of commerce, agriculture is not included in the meaning of commerce. Agriculture is not included in the meaning of commerce. So Randy Barnett first had the position that agriculture is included in the meaning of commerce upon reading his people he respected in the field. All right? So Randy Barnett, once again, did his own research, because he hadn't done it before. Randy Barnett had not done that research before. Randy Barnett read off the fellow's papers, read for himself, convention, what's it called? Constitutional Convention memos. And so, what is the meaning of the word at the time in which the document was written? So I want to offer these two articles to you. You can read them on your own. We'll discuss them later. All right? So, original meaning of the Commerce Clause by Randy Barnett. The other article, War of the Words, how courts can use dictionaries in accordance with textualist principles. And that would be that the text, the context, controls the meaning. And they show in the article, War of Words, how Supreme Court justices use various dictionaries other than law dictionaries. Dictionaries that you have at your home. Falk and Wagner and American Heritage, and all right, different years, and well, what dictionary is best to use, and what year should you use, and that's discussed in the article. Very good, very, very good article, very good. It just, it provokes thought. It just gets you to, reading different articles like that just gets you to start thinking, like, wow, this is what. That's exactly what they said. That's exactly what. Please.
Yeah, they'll put you in.
Exactly what you said. Please.
What they'll do is take it and use it for their situation, which they can use.
That's exactly what was talked about in the article. That point was read. As the point that was raised in order, what it means, it's political. It's political. This whole Constitution is originals battle, and it's political. So a substitute Grand Vizier will nominate someone for the Supreme Court justice seat based on what? Of course. They ain't gonna just pick anybody. They're not nominating anybody. They doing what? Background checks and making sure that their agenda is pushed forward, making sure that their political views are aligned with theirs. Right. They're not gonna pick somebody and nominate someone whose political views is opposed. Political. It ain't about no truth.
That justice that he picked that turned out to be liberal. So he was retired. He quit.
I gotta look that up then. All right. So what time are we looking at here? I'm going on and on. Oh, man, we got to end. We got to end. All right, thank y'all. We got in. Because I got to get down. We got in. Man, nobody talk. Come on, man. Hey, man, I'll be on the floor, man. We got to end. So we'll say right now. Thank you again. Attention, thank you. Come on. We got in. Yeah. No, we got in. We have to end. We have to end. We have to end. I have to go. Let's go.
5 on the left, 2 on the right. Repeat after me. All our fathers in the universe. Father's love. Truth.
Peace. Freedom. Justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector. My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day.
Holy Prophet.
Raleigh.
Also known as Sheikh Sharif
Abdul Amin. Thank you. Yeah, we got to end.